And now to the growing fallout over those text messages between President Donald Trump's national security team. The Atlantic today reporting Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth sent messages that included the timing for when fighter jets would take off and when bombs would drop in Yemen earlier this month. ABC's Perry Russum has the latest from Washington.
The Atlantic today publishing what their editor-in-chief, Jeffrey Goldberg, says was sent to President Trump's national security team and inadvertently him in a group chat ahead of airstrikes in Yemen earlier this month. The Atlantic reports Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth sent exact times for when F-18 fighter jets and drones would launch, timing of their strike window, when the first bombs would drop, and when Tomahawk missiles would be launched.
This is clearly taken from classified information about the order of battle in an ongoing operation. So next to covert operations or nuclear operations, this is the most sensitive information that the U.S. possesses.
The White House today again calling the story a hoax.
We have said all along that no classified material was sent on this messaging thread. There were no locations, no sources or methods revealed, and there were certainly no war plans discussed.
Democrats on Capitol Hill outraged.
Everyone here knows that the Russians or the Chinese could have gotten all of that information, and they could have passed it on to the Houthis.
It is the highest level of incompetence. In my view, Waltz and Hegseth should go.
Questions remain over why Trump's national security team was communicating on Signal, an encrypted messaging app the Pentagon found in 2021 to be an unauthorized means of communicating sensitive information.
Ideally, these conversations occur in person. However, at times, fast-moving coordination of an unclassified nature is necessary, where in-person conversation is not an option.
There has been inconsistent messaging from the administration on how Goldberg was added to the group chat. Trump on Newsmax last night.
Somebody that was with Mike Waltz, worked for Mike Waltz at a lower level, had, I guess, Goldberg's number.
National Security Advisor Mike Waltz on Fox News.
A staffer wasn't responsible, and look, I take full responsibility. I built the group.
Waltz says he does not know how Goldberg's number was on his phone, telling Fox News the phone number was sucked into his phone. Goldberg late today says the two have met before and they have each other's numbers. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Prior to the release of the full transcript, Virginia Senator Mark Warner questioned officials about the contents of the chat during a hearing yesterday. Today, he labeled the incident a complete and royal screw-up and called for the Secretary of Defense to step down. Senator Tim Kaine echoed a similar sentiment.
President Trump, you've got a guy who's doing one of the most important jobs in this country or in the world, who has demonstrated before this instance, but particularly in this instance, that he's not up to the job. You shouldn't be afraid to use those words, "You're fired," right now and find a better Secretary of Defense.
These are detailed battle plans that should never be released. I think the Secretary of Defense should do the right thing and resign.
Coming up at 5, Senators Kaine and Warner explain how this incident could impact people here in Hampton Roads.